During the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln made this striking observation. He said, "Must I shoot the simple soldier boy who deserts, while I must leave untouched the wily agitator who induces him to desert?" So what's Abraham Lincoln talking about here? He's talking about instigation. He's talking about incitement. He's talking about, in this case, Democrats who were urging Union soldiers to not participate in the Civil War. And we hear a lot these days about incitement, about instigation. Of course, the January 6th committee, starting, tonight, is going to try to make its case, rolling the stone up the hill, so to speak, that Trump somehow instigated January 6th. It's a little hard to show because all those people came to D.C., and Trump's speech was on that day itself. So the people who were there, with regard to the Capitol, what Trump said was completely benign. Let's march peacefully and patriotically. There's no incitement there. By contrast, I want you to listen to this statement by now Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Listen, here we go.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Now, what could be more incendiary than that? There's a kind of a double effect to what Schumer is saying. Number one, he's trying to strike fear into the justices themselves, essentially calling them out. Hey, Kavanaugh, hey, Gorsuch. So he's threatening them directly. And then second, he's telegraphing to the extremists on his own side, the Antifa types, the kind of fanatics on the left, and there are obviously plenty of those. So what you have here is the leadership of the Democrats, guys like Schumer, are calling on the paramilitary fanatics on the left to then make good, if you will, on their threats. And evidently, one man, a California guy, decided to try to do that. Decided, in fact, that he was going to assassinate Brett Kavanaugh. And the guy shows up from California. His name is Nicholas John Roski of Simi Valley. Apparently, the U.S. Deputy Marshal saw him jump out of a taxi cab, and he had a suitcase. The suitcase contained, let's see what it contained. I'm now looking at the FBI report here, which lists all the things it had. An inventory search revealed black tactical chest rig, tactical knife, a Glock 17 pistol with 2 magazines and ammunition, pepper spray, zip ties, a hammer, screwdriver, nail punch, crowbar, pistol light, duct tape, hiking boots with padding on the outsides of the soles, and other items. So this guy came with gear, and it's a very dangerous situation. And what I find remarkable is, first of all, I listened to this CNN reporter, and she's like, it's not really clear if he even had any weapons or what weapons he had. So here you have the media actively suppressing the seriousness of the incident, implying that not a lot is really known about this, even though it's very clear. The FBI has actually been pretty forthright about what happened. And this guy, by the way, was dressed in all black. So it's almost like he came in costume. He's now, by the way, he's been arrested. He's facing very serious charges of attempted murder because he even said that his purpose of coming was to kill a Supreme Court justice. He apparently said that the justice that he was going to kill was going to uphold the Second Amendment. Think about this. He's going to uphold gun rights. I've got a gun, by the way, myself. And he's also going to, right? I mean, think about the stupidity exactly. I mean, what's funny is these people on the left aren't geniuses. They're vicious morons. And the left unleashes these vicious morons. By the way, this hasn't been just going on with Kavanaugh. And frankly, if you looked up the New York Times, you would hardly know this was a news story. It was hardly covered. Similarly with ABC News, I was looking at the site. It's there, but it's so hidden and so downplayed like it's not a big story. And I was just thinking to myself, imagine if someone threatened, Elena Kagan or Sotomayor. Would they treat it the same way? Of course not. So this is not just a matter of double standards. We're basically dealing with a fundamentally dishonest media. And we're also dealing with threats that have been going on and being carried out at places like pregnancy centers and so on around the country. Here's a headline: pro-abortion terrorists firebomb Buffalo pro-life pregnancy center. So this violence, in other words, we're beginning to see is not just focused on the court itself, but also focused against essentially ordinary citizens who are trying to find alternatives to abortion.